Welcome everybody to Love Speaks Love. I'm just going to press record. There we go. Okay, so it's been a minute since Love Speaks Love has been here, but here we are today. It's 3:33 the time at the moment in England. And my two guests today are David Maria and Viivika Sophia. Welcome, welcome both of you. It's lovely to have you here. I'm just going to double check that everything is as it should be on the Facebook page. It looks like it is. Yeah, we are live. All right. So we are going to talk dragons. I'm sure there'll be more that comes through. And normally we start Love Speaks Love with a little heart-to-heart connect. So I think we will start with that. So I invite us all to bring our awareness to our heart space in the center of our chests. And let's just breathe love into our beautiful hearts. Feeling your heart expanding. Feeling your whole body immersed in the field of love. And feeling our hearts all aligning. The three of us together on the screen and aligning with all of the hearts of anybody watching us live and on the replay. And let's just extend our heart awareness out to the heart of the earth. So feeling your awareness going deep into the earth. Feeling that heart-to-heart connection with Gaia. Feeling Gaia's love moving up into our bodies. Feeling her gratitude and her recognition of all that we are and all that we do. And extending the heart awareness out to the heart of the sun. Feeling gratitude for the light and the life from the sun and all the solar codes that we are receiving at present. And extending the heart awareness out to the heart of Source Creator. And feeling our presence, all of us together, in the one unified field of love. And feeling our heart-to-heart connection with the dragon. And feeling their presence, their light, their love. And David and Viivika, if there's anything you wish to add at this stage, please feel free.
There are an incredible amount of dragons that are present right now. Let's just see what they decide to bring through for us. We can all discover that together.
And here is also one of expressions of Divine Mother, Mother Dragon. And she brings a gift of infinite gratitude, infinite compassion. Longevity, healing. And her breath is translucent white flame. Blessings. Dear heart.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Denise. It was really beautiful.
Okay. I have 2 dragons here. Okay, so let's just begin by, I want to ask you both, what is lighting you up at the moment?
As always, love.
As always, as always. And as you know, I'm from being in the abundance class that we're currently offering, that I am going through a phenomenally deep and major cleanse. Calling it a purge doesn't even begin to describe how deep it is in terms of what is releasing. And sometimes it's almost impossible for me to speak right because I'm pretty much not there. And I know that sounds strange because we are and we aren't all at the same time. So the part of me that's not there is just the David part, the human part. And in the meditation that we did just before this class, several dragons came, and they're dragons that I'm very familiar with because they've been with me since 2011. And they started, they took the form more like Oriental dragons, like Chinese dragons, and undulating, but they were also spiraling. And they would open a portal in my body and spiral through and then come out somewhere the other side, completely emptying whatever was in between, where it was just empty. And they kept doing that repeatedly, faster and faster and faster, until there just wasn't anything left of me. And I was formless, which is not uncommon, especially for people these days with the amplified energies that are now available to us. Many of us are experiencing those states of consciousness. It just kind of leaves me being kind of boring, and because that includes the inside of what could be called the mind, the brain. As I described it during it, I look like a piece of Swiss cheese, just filled with so many holes until there weren't any places left to be holes.
It's very familiar state for me also. Very, very often it's just there's total emptiness, and it's really feels really empty, but same time there is such a fulfillment also simultaneously. But really hard in this space, in this state of consciousness, to find any words. And when David describes this, our meditation, I had this not exactly same experience, but similar. I usually, the mother dragon are very, very often present when we're doing these meditations, and then usually I feel how my heart stargate opens and she coming from the stargate, and because dragons also are gatekeepers, our heart, and she usually circling and opening heart portal more, and sometimes I feel other dragons also as David, but usually more common it's this mother dragon, and she is like protector of this Christy child within our heart also simultaneously. So she is right now really, really present here. So, and always dragons bring forth these beautiful gifts, different expressions of love, and they are this purest expression of divine love as solar consciousness, and we can call them also highest order of love, what they bringing through. And when we becoming this embodiment of love, we becoming this highest truth, highest order of love, as they are also. And they are different expressions of us, of course. So,
And you have two of the most vibrant, exciting guests that you've had on your show, that can barely form words that you've had in a long time.
It's all good.
The energy is there.
Yeah, and the energy is strong as well. So, David, you mentioned 2011 there and dragon experiences. Was that your first encounters with the dragon? And how was that? And had you had inklings of dragons before that, or was
No.
it just a complete out of the blue?
No, this was on my birthday in 2011, and I was born at 12:01, and I was already in bed, mostly falling asleep, and a portal opened in the ceiling of my bedroom at 12:01, and a lapis dragon came through and kept that portal open literally for over 8 hours.
Wow.
While an absolute procession of beings, just one after another, came through, some of them doing something similar to this. just coming and looking at me, some talking, some bringing communications. It just went on and on. It was like being at a parade of beings. Some were celebratory, some were really super serious. They had deep communications to convey. Some were very funny, and eventually what happened is that she laid 3 eggs in me. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I didn't think there was anything inappropriate. So about 6 months later, while sleeping on the couch in the living room on a Sunday afternoon, one of them began to hatch. And it didn't know that it was inside of me. And so it was doing this. And it was literally ripping my insides, my guts open so that it could come out. It didn't know that it was inside of me. And eventually it did. So after that experience, because I could barely move for the next 3 days, my stomach and abdomen was so sore that I took the other 2 eggs and put them in a dormant volcano where they would have plenty of warmth to be able to hatch on their own. Because I didn't want to experience that again, and I didn't want them to experience that again. They had no instructions that they had been left inside of me. So now they know how to come and go. If they want to be inside of me, they make themselves small. If they want to be big, then you just can't do that in my body. Doesn't work.
But sometimes there is some layers of fear also and intensity that may cause this feeling also, and that they are stuck.
It felt more like she was experiencing being claustrophobic, expecting to be emerging from an egg, only discovering she's actually still inside something. That something just happened to be me.
And after the birthing, after the releasing, has there been any connection with that same dragon again?
Not until recently. Basically, as soon as she knew what was happening, she hung around for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and then, as children do sometimes, she was out of here. She just took off, and I didn't hear from her for years. But now she's back. She's present today. She's one of those that was emptying me out.
So actually, no, I'll ask that in a second. Viivika, I'd love to hear your experiences with dragons as well, and how they came into your world.
My first experience was much later than David's first experience. It was same time when I had this full body Kundalini energy awakening, and when David was initiated in Africa, and I had similar experience in Finland. So all these different levels of consciousness was open, and in one level just dragon came, and I didn't met them before, and this was my first contact, and it was quite short in this time, and afterwards, now next contact was last year. Before New Year, I went to Egypt, and I had experience there when I was initiated. I was guided to go to sarcophagus. Is it correct word in English?
Sarcophagus?
Sarcophagus, yes, golden sarcophagus. And when I went there, and then of course it's happened energetically. And when I went there, there wasn't no air, and I was guided to start to I was guided to breathe through my heart. And when I started to do that, my higher heart expanded so widely that I started to remember how to breathe through the heart, and then my heart became huge, and then it's merged just with the heart of all creation, with the heart of Mother, and it includes all these hearts, and all these hearts breathes in same rhythm, how this Mother energy breathing through to all hearts. And next day I was quite exhausted of this experience, and I still integrated these energies, and when I did short meditation on the terrace, then this Mother Dragon came through my heart center, and she started to do this movement again, and and after she has many expressions. One of one of her expressions is white Tara, and now she has been really present. Sometimes David also saw her. It have been his experience also, and sometimes she is in form of dragon, sometimes she is as white Tara. So this is have been my experiences, and all this year she have been really present, and different other dragons also, but mostly the mother dragon as expression of Divine Mother.
And so that one you perceive as being white, the mother dragon, did you say that before?
It's like more like white. Maybe doesn't describe. It's more like really bright, translucent light. Sometimes I see like it's like white, but it's not maybe correct. It's more like translucent light. So it's really pure.
So you can see all of the light that's behind us, and it is white. But the light she's referring to is clear. It's translucent. You can see. You know it's there. Its form is there. If it's appropriate to speak of a form, you know its presence is there. But it's clear. It's translucent. If you're looking through it, you can see right through it, but it is still, and yet at the same time, it is bright. So
Sometimes I'm using word white, but it's more like translucent.
Mm. And you mentioned, I think it was in our little start, a white flame. Was that from the? Would you say that was white, or would you say that was translucent?
It is sometimes it's her breath, this flame, and sometimes it's little shimmering like translucent. Sometimes I feel like it's white, so it's playing with this light. So
imagine translucent fire as being a breath.
Mm.
I don't know how else to describe it. I light like this has been present with me for many, many years now. Sometimes I would be asleep and I would wake up because the room was filled with light, and I was, I might wake up going, is there a full moon tonight? Or is one of the neighbor's cars headlights shining in my window? And no, it wasn't anything like that. It was the room was filled with this translucent light, and it has brightness to it, but it's not brightness like the sun during the daytime. It's not like that. It's something. I wish I could adequately describe it with words. So I'll just trust that the feeling that is present, that is being conveyed, that feeling comes through. Because I don't know how else to describe it. It's miraculously wonderful.
and this is her breath, and I was guided to, when I was in Egypt, to embody that, and now when I feel into that, I feel simultaneously how she breathing, and how when I breathing, how she breathing through my heart. And this is what we, and David have also similar experience when we meditating together. And this is what we're going to share also in our upcoming class.
It's the very essence of the class, is embodying that breath in you.
And
Go on.
just in last meditation, what came through that when we fully embodying this breath of creation, dragon breath, it brings also gift of instant healing. So this is what we're becoming step by step.
And it feels like it just feels like it's so full of codes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share on that kind of dragon breath, dragon fire?
I would express it is that it's not full of codes.
It is codes.
It is code.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is something, at least in our experience, this is something new. This is something brand new. But then again, in the energies that we're in, everything is brand new right now. It doesn't matter what it is brand new. And we've never experienced this before. So.
Yeah, I did a gathering last week, I think it was, or the week before. And there was a white pearlescent dragon in that, and a sapphire dragon as well. And it felt because we were working on our throats, and it felt like the flame or the breath of the dragon was kind of clearing away a lot of old stuff and dissolving a lot of old stuff, but also just filling, with light codes. And that it's not enough, is it?
Doesn't even come close.
Mm.
And that is when she breathing through every cell of our body. So it's in this experience we're becoming one, and literally she's breathing through every aspect of ourselves, through all of our bodies and through every cell, and it's really amazing. Amazing. It doesn't describe that, but it's
a start.
yeah, and at the same time it is like we told about already, that this is creation codes and the new codes, but simultaneously it holds also all these beautiful different expressions of love. It's bring forth all this who we truly are, this breath, through our own heart and through our true heart, by unifying our heart with our heart of all creation. And then we starting to breathe as true creators through our true heart. And every inhale, we're bringing all creation into our heart. And every exhale, with our words, we're bringing consciously new creation into being. So this is a very essence of this dragon breath also.
Beautiful. I wanted to go back or get back to the dragons, but I wanted to get back to you mentioned when David was having his initiation in Africa that you were having a deep initiation experience yourself, and this was before you connected on the earth plane, I think.
We were initiated in the exact same moment.
Yeah, I'd love you both to share a little bit about that and about your connecting, how you two kind of were brought together.
You can start.
It's it's an interesting journey that we've always been the same soul. Doesn't matter what the lifetime is, we've always been the same soul. And I had no inkling of her awareness, no awareness of her presence at all. After her Kundalini awakening, which was in the exact same moment that I was initiated in Africa, she began to search for something. I'll let her share that particular piece. But really and truly, it's our story is just our story. Except to us, it's probably kind of boring to most people. It's deeply significant to us. Really and truly, here we are. We eventually found each other, and I left the States to come to Spain after she came to Mount Shasta for a month for a retreat that we did there. And after she returned to Spain, I knew that I couldn't just continue in Mount Shasta. So I packed up everything and sold everything else, and here we are.
Yeah, we were guided to that now is time to be in this contact and be close to each other.
And
so it's
be in each other's presence.
so now we're ready.
Things happen when we're together in a way that they don't when we're not. And she has, shall we say, her own circumstances. I'll let her share. Nonetheless, we see each other almost every day. Actually, not even almost.
Every day.
I've been here a month. She has been here every single day.
Yeah, and I live about 2 kilometers from the house when David living, and I have a family, and but I coming here every day, and everybody of my family knows David very well, and all of them loves David, not as I love, but and they knew our story also, that we are one soul and we are inseparable. Yes.
Inseparable.
Oh, okay. I'm still learning.
Ironically, there are 4 people in her house, and this is a much smaller house than I've ever lived in, and it's still bigger than her house.
At the moment, yes. When we moved to Spain, we moved our house right now, maybe half of that it was in Finland, but we are really happy there.
And
So
as you well know, the weather here is wonderful, and for me, this is like spring or fall. It's always shirt sleeve weather, and it's always a good day to go to the beach and go swimming, even if you can't swim. The last time we went to the beach, I stepped into a hole and fell, and just as a wave hit me, and for the next 30, 40 minutes, the ocean just beat me up. It wouldn't let me stand up. And I was laughing the entire time. Doesn't happen where I used to live in Shasta. It's much colder there now. Completely off track.
talking about the weather and
Was there anything you wanted to add about your initiation, your Kundalini awakening?
It was really spontaneous, and I was partially awakened before of that already, but I started to feel different sensations of heart opening already 2009, but my human self was really in really strong resistance, and I had so much personal stuff still work through. And but 2018, I just meditated, and it was spontaneous. It just happened, and 2 weeks, 2 or 3, I don't even remember. After that, every night I saw different states of consciousness, different beings, and holographic faces came close to me and communicated telepathically, and it was really intense. I didn't sleep at almost all night long, and tried to a little bit catch up sleeping in the daytime. And I also was shown my different past lives. So simultaneous happens this clearing, and this remembrance was just like jolts through my body, and I saw these visions, and one point I felt how I was like lifted within my physical body higher and higher. It's like different states of consciousness opened up until I saw a universe, and then universe just opened up like curtains, and there was a huge spiral of light, like huge ball, and in the middle of that was like, I don't know how to describe that even. It's like light ball, but it's moved, this spiral, and this light all is moved, and I was connected through my heart to this very essence of this light. And afterwards, I started to every night started to have this transmissions and then downloads. And one night I woke up and there was blue circles came towards me, and there was call to blue flame holders. I didn't have any clue what it means in this point. and it was next step, and how I started to remember, and I started to saw 1 point blue roses, and then different symbols, and very often I just woke up and I saw huge amount of different light codes. It just came through me, and I downloaded them, and now it have been constant for years. Every night it's happening. So.
And can I add that it didn't just happen, and it wasn't just spontaneous. Synchronous, yes.
Yes.
Synchronous, most definitely. And I had no idea she was here. I had no idea who she was. We've only discovered some of this over time as we met and began to remember who we are. And that is still unfolding.
And by the way, my higher self tried to really strongly to guide me, but I didn't always listen at this point of my journey. And
I'm so glad that's never happened to me.
and I woke up when I had this Kundalini energy awakening. I woke up in the morning, and I heard many weeks in my head this Shakira song, It's Time to Africa. And I just sing the song, it's time to Africa, it's time to Africa. But I didn't have any clue what it means. And yeah, we have been always guided, but now I know.
Beautiful. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. That's lovely. And I think people will really enjoy hearing that as well. So let's get back to the dragons and let's get back to the creation energies of the dragons. And I'd love to hear more about that and, share about the class as well on the 23rd, what that's about and how that relates.
We look at each other just out of respect for who wants to speak first. So, in the same way that when we speak words, words are not just words. When you're conscious, whatever words that you use, they become a living transmission. And if you are present with yourself and can attune to the energy flow that is moving with you, as you, then your words convey that they become spontaneously generated through that transmission. But an even purer aspect of that, and I know that you're very, very familiar with this, is that speaking light is almost as if it's not almost, it is a direct communication of the transmission. There's no translation that is needed because there's no transmission that is possible. It just is within its own frequency. And in the same way that energy, which means love, translates to love. Anytime I use the word energy, just substitute the word love. In the same way that love flows from our Creator, from Source, and it eventually flows through Divine Mother and Divine Father. And my perspective, she may completely disagree with me here. I have no idea, because I don't think I've ever said this to her before. But each as the energy steps down, think of it as like a universal cosmic power grid, that each step that it comes down a little bit in purity, a little bit in amplification and intensity, but it's still the same energy. So direct from Divine Mother and Divine Father, and especially through Divine Mother, the dragons are the next aspect of creation. And it is incredible, their energy is incredibly pure. There is no distortion that is present between them and Source Creator. None whatsoever. There's definitely no separation. They are present, and I do mean present, in all universes, all multiverses, all timelines. Doesn't matter what the timeline is. They are present, and they are present simultaneously. They have full, not just multidimensional awareness, but full universal and full multiversal awareness. They are not able to be everywhere all at once. They are everywhere all at once. They are present that way. And their energy field, in terms of what we're referring to now, it never drops down. It never diminishes itself. It doesn't become less than as it goes deeper and deeper and deeper into creation. It just doesn't. They're so incredibly pure.
And they are different aspects of ourselves. It's simultaneously it's embodiment of our different aspects.
There's nothing outside of us because there's only one of us here.
And they opening up these different levels and layers of this different expressions of divine love. For example, there is infinite different levels and layers of love, and different expressions, infinite gratitude. There is, when we're talking about infinite gratitude, but when we're feeling that and then opening up this next level of love, it's just, oh, there is more. I thought I cannot experience more than it is, but there is more and more, and it's they bringing through these beautiful gifts of love.
And it does seem as if there's always more.
Yeah, the abundance also, and joy, and there's many more. It's really beautiful.
Beautiful.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just feeling into that. I feel like there's somewhere else to go with that, and I'm not quite sure. So just to be specific about the class, it's on the 23rd at 6:30 my time, I think, is it? Anyway, no, 10 o'clock PST.
No, I think it's 6 your time.
Yeah.
My linear plane is switched off today totally.
Yeah, 7 o'clock Europe, 6 o'clock here, I believe. So what can people expect from that, if you're able to say at this stage?
Really interesting question.
Even it's united experience in class, but every experience is unique. So it's almost impossible to describe that what anybody can, how anybody can open up more, or what they will receive from this class, because there is.
But I would say discover the dragon that you've always been. And if you know that you've always been a dragon, or it's an aspect of you, then it will deepen even more. Because in a lot of times in our meditations, we go beyond anything that we've ever gone beyond, and we go beyond, so far beyond formlessness, that we've even gone beyond what I would euphemistically and teasingly say merging with source. We've gone beyond that because there is more. There is more. I don't know that it ends. It's not in my experience. Has it ever said, okay, that's all there is, folks. Thanks for coming.
And what we in this class definitely will embody more of your true self, these different qualities what dragons bringing through. So this is why they are here to help embody, and this breath of creation. This helps open up more your infinite heart and your true self, and that you starting to remember and connect more deeply with your true self. And this is how we starting to breathe when our heart connecting with our how we breathing through this system. I don't know in English, but we starting to breathe through our true heart. It's all our systems are changing. So this is we can call the breath of creation, and we're starting to breathe light. We're becoming light. We're breathing our true essence. We're breathing as source, and this is what we like sharing and embodying in this different expression that coming through this breath, and it's different to everybody and unique to everybody. Even it's shared experience. We are as one heart in this class.
Imagine for a moment, just feel this breath flowing through you, and it's flowing through you, from you, and it is this incredibly beautiful, phenomenally tender, so tender it's almost impossible to imagine a love that is that gentle and that tender and that powerful all at the same time. And yet it is also fire, and fire that, as we all know, that if you step into the flames, you're going to be consumed. But in this particular case, it's not fire that is hot, it's not consuming, it's creative fire. It's cool to the touch. It doesn't burn, it amplifies.
And you also feel that you as source breathing through your physical body and your heart. And when you're breathing through you feel this your very essence, this love that flowing through all of creation. And you feel how you are united with all hearts, and you are this one heart of creation. And this breath, it will be also bring force and help release all these distortions within us, everything that not based on love, that it's not love, that is distorted energy. It will bring it force and help release, because in this new realities, everything that not based on love will dissolve. So this is many people right now experiencing that when our life, for example, was based in our root trauma or drama, it's starting to dissolve and everything starting to collapse. But these dragons came here to help to dissolve that more gently through this pure presence of love. And of course, this is who we truly are, our true essence. So we embodying that instead to try to recover this old that was based on fear and in our traumas, we're releasing gently this our traumas and simultaneously we're starting to build this new.
And it's going to be really fun. My current demeanor notwithstanding, I will be through this by the time the class here.
Beautiful. Yeah, the energy from your words, or the energy that's forming your words, even like the energy that we are in at the moment in relation to that is, yeah, that was really beautiful. Thank you.
And you've heard me say many times, it is the field that everything comes through. Just like electricity isn't carried in the wire that runs to your house, it's contained within the field that surrounds the wire. And that's the transmission that everything flows with. And it's available to each and every one of us. In fact, we are that field.
And dragons also, they are also the template of divine union. So this is what we collectively right now embodying, divine union, hierogamic union. So this is what they bringing forth, this divine or this perfect balance and peace within us. And now I'm empty.
And just to add to that today is 11:11. So, divine union, the one and the one. It feels a very poignant day that we should be sharing this today. And I'm feeling to move into the transmission. Is that what you're feeling as well?
Yes.
David, is there anything you would like to start this transmission with?
Just come into your heart, and no matter how deep you go even deeper. There's always a lot of activity in the heart, but the deeper you go, the quieter it becomes, the more still it becomes. And at the very center of it, there is a still point. Go into that still point and watch or feel how you both expand and dissolve at the same time.
Mikeratu suknukana ketakia sukrana suruma ketakia mugi. Itokurat sukurana sakarat sukurana kusakimena kurunat. Antakea toko heshu suhino mana ketaketan. Iki kiara to sukurunat saketami kushunat sakamewash.
Kiatat erenek kule kiata. Mustuhla lekia. Unestai ikiatat erenekio lokokola. Ishtalanaka it ut oranakia. Meta. Itatata. Kule kiatatan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denise, and thank you to all of your followers, to everyone watching now and later on a replay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Denise, and And many, many blessings to everybody.
Yeah, thank you both. Thank you both for your presence. And as you said, thank you to everyone who is with us either watching live or on the replay. The edentemplate.com, I will put the link, is where you'll find the information about this dragon event on the 23rd. And I also do dragon immersions kind of monthly as well. So yeah, thank you both very much. I'm going to stop the recording and the live. Love, love, love.